A thread by Rex from social.quodverum.com. Calm down about Pennsylvania. Even if the Parnell-Kelly case doesn't get taken up by SCOTUS, the Dems are still screwed, in my opinion. Why? The SCOTUS is sitting on a petition for certiorari, which is review of lower court, in this case, the corrupt Pennsylvania Supreme Court, PASC, hereinafter. They can activate it at any time. Remember, before the election, the Pennsylvania GOP asked SCOTUS to review the Pennsylvania Supreme Court's dodgy decision to allow counting of ballots received up to 3 days after the election, even with no postmark. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court overrode the Pennsylvania legislature, which had passed a law not permitting counting after the election. This is a violation of the U.S. Constitution. Why? The Pennsylvania law is part of a regulatory framework established by the U.S. Constitution, Article 2, Section 1. Basically, the national interest in an honest election outweighs any deference toward a state court blatantly ignoring the clear words of the statute. Don't believe me? Here's what Justice Alito said when SCOTUS put the review on hold. Quote, there is strong likelihood that the state Supreme Court decision violates the federal Constitution. Boom. This is a clear-cut case. I am expecting that's exactly what SCOTUS will rule, too. 9-0. Not just that. The antics of this Pennsylvania Supreme Court will have infuriated the SCOTUS judges, including the left-leaning judges, in my opinion. The main problem is the disrespect shown to Justice Alito. The SCOTUS judges are essentially being forced to rally around Alito by the stupidity and arrogance of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Don't be surprised if SCOTUS singles out this rogue court for special attention in their judgment. Even worse for the crooked crime syndicate of Pennsylvania, aka the Democratic Party. As I understand it, Justice Alito may intervene himself. In summary, then, don't panic. The Parnell-Kelly case remains very much alive. Even if Parnell-Kelly doesn't make it to SCOTUS, the pre-election GOP certiorari request will now almost certainly be taken up by an infuriated SCOTUS. If it is taken up, SCOTUS will rule that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court judgment was unconstitutional, which infects the entire Pennsylvania election. The Pennsylvania legislature will likely not appoint electors. If they do, they will be MAGA electors. Trump wins Pennsylvania. And the criminals who tried to rig the Pennsylvania election lose. The best part, it will end up being the decision of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court that was the death blow to the Democrats. Oh, what sweet irony. MAGA.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.